All right, mate.
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Yourself?
Good. Yeah, yeah, all good. Right. Yeah, thank you for doing this again. So I guess so people have an understanding. You did your first interview with me 4 months ago, by the looks of it.
Yeah,
And like I said, I think it's great that people kind of get to see your journey. As you know, you're someone that puts in the work, utilizes our support, and we can go through the support and everything like that as well. But what you're doing for yourself is obviously really important. Like we discussed 1,000 times, this is about for you, really, I guess, becoming your own boss. Like having that business is gonna be your long-term future, I guess, right? And maybe we'll talk about
yeah,
selling it one day as well, or something like
maybe. We'll see.
that.
We'll see.
So just anyone that hasn't seen your previous YouTube interview, if they haven't, they can go back and watch it. It's on the YouTube channel. But just give us a quick understanding of who you are, age, where you're from, everything like that, and obviously your background as well.
Yeah, so my name's Curtis. I'm 21. I think I was 20 in the last call. But yeah, basic background, nothing out of the ordinary, just from local boy from Hampshire, self-employed electrician. Um, yeah, so pretty standard bloke, really.
Jesus, Curtis, I forget that you're 21.
I know,
Well,
I know.
sometimes when people ask me like if they've seen your previous interview, I'm like, oh yeah, he's like 23, absolutely killing it, and they're like, shit, he's 21. Crazy,
Yeah,
mate. It's
yeah, I've had a
crazy.
few clients with the same reaction.
Yeah, and do you know what? On that, so if there are people like around your age, would you
Yeah,
have said that's had any impact on the business or
yeah.
anything?
So initially, when I went out to do my first commercial quote, I was bricking it really because I was like, right, I look quite young. I don't look like a man that's been in business for 50 years, sort of thing. So will I be able to get it? But I don't know. If you just go in with confidence, honestly, I spoke to them. A couple of them brought it up actually, but they actually thought it was good and thought it
Yeah.
was pretty cool what I was doing. So I've sort of passed that sort of bridge now.
Yeah, I remember you saying it, and we had a discussion about it, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because I was 24, 25, and even I
Mm,
felt like I was too
mm,
young sometimes. But 9 times out of 10, they just don't care as long as the job's being
yeah.
done.
That's it.
And they see how motivated you are. You're running your own business at the end of the day. Like what, there's a lot of drive and determination around that alone.
That's it. Selling
So
points.
exactly that. So give everyone, I guess, an understanding of the last 4 months. I guess the impact that's had from, I guess, essentially where you started to kind of where you are now with the business.
Yeah. So last 4 months have definitely been where it's kicked up a notch. I think the first sort of couple of months, I was definitely just feeling everything out. I was doing low margin stuff, just understanding the business model, and getting grips with everything. But the last 4 months have really kicked up a notch and sort of put more money into the ads and receive more money from everything, to be fair. So growing a lot in confidence, understand the business model quite well now to a point where I can just sort of do it off the top of my head and
Yeah.
not really overthinking anything. So, and that's basically where I've seen the biggest growth now that I've got that confidence and understand everything to a level
Mm.
that I do, that it just speaks for itself
Yeah,
now.
100%. I've seen that difference in growth and confidence with you because you're right. I don't think we really went kind of tooth and nail right at the start, in all fairness, did we? But
No,
this is where everyone's completely different in the process of starting your own business. And yeah, you weren't, you made it clear to me at the start that this wasn't the be all and end all, like this business had to be successful overnight. It's a change of lifestyle for you, right?
yeah.
Um, but then I would say the last 4 months, you've definitely tapped on the accelerator a little bit. Yeah. So,
Yeah, yeah.
so we've been discussing like obviously a large contract. I don't think we're allowed to say the name of the client, are we? Is that right?
Probably not. No,
Okay,
we'll
let's
steer
not let's
away
not
from it.
discuss it. But basically, we've got a national client that has produced a national contract for you, which is unbelievable. Like
Yeah.
that took me a good few years to land my first national contract. So we landed a national contract. If you don't mind me saying, it's £96,000 in total in terms of revenue. Was it there or thereabouts?
Yes, that's the base of it. Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
that's sort of the minimum it'll be, but I'd expect it to be more come next year.
amazing. And that is regular commercial contract cleaning. That's what we can call it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
Hmm. Okay, fantastic. And just give everyone like understanding of I know there's obviously been a lot more work that we can discuss as well, but that's obviously such an incredible contract to discuss. Give me an understanding of where that come about with like the lead generation, how you've implemented the contract and things like that.
Yeah, so I mean it's just a standard lead off lead generation. To be fair, started off as quite a small lead, which to be honest I could have even turned down. It was that small, but I gave them the time of day, sort of spoke to them a bit, and it developed into what it is now. So you got to give everything a chance, really. Um, but yeah, I mean, it just proves the lead generation system really well, really.
Yeah, I bet you're glad you went ahead with that lead now.
Yeah,
That's amazing, mate. And like the implementation with the contractors, obviously you didn't have nationwide contractors, right?
no.
Give everyone an understanding of kind of how you've navigated that and what you put in place to obviously manage quality control and things like that.
Yeah, so I mean, that was the hard part, really, is obviously getting nationwide cleaners when I'm currently only serving a small area. So it's just a lot of time on the phone and reaching out to people and sort of feeling out who you like, who you want to work with, who you don't want to work with, going through all the onboarding processes. So it takes a bit of time, but if you get it right, then quality control sort of comes with that as you do that. And also just staying on top of it, making sure everyone's sort of turning out, doing the job, getting photos and the basic procedures, really.
Yeah. I get that 100%. So I guess then probably a stupid question, but what would you say your biggest achievement is like the last in these last 4 months alone?
Yeah, I mean, definitely being able to drop sort of 2 days a week from my current job. So I only do three days a week at actual work, and then do 2 days a week on the business now. So that's quite a big accomplishment for me. And hopefully it'll be full time come next year. Well, it will be. Not hopefully it will be. So
It will be.
it
That's a
will be. That's the
positive
one.
attitude.
Yes, that's quite a big achievement, and obviously the contract speaks for itself. But yeah, the confidence as well. I watched my last interviews yesterday actually just to catch up. I could just see the confidence growth. I didn't have a clue what I was talking about back then, but no, it's good to see.
So many beginners don't. You know, this is
Yeah, that's it.
when you start in your first business for the very first time. Yeah, all right, you might not understand the terminology and things like that. And yes, there is a learning phase. Doesn't have to be a long learning phase. But you know, look at yourself now. Like someone will put a message in the Telegram channel, and you bloody answer it before I do. Like it's incredible,
Yeah,
mate. You're now having an impact on other people starting their first business, and
that's
you know that
great.
was you only a short time ago, which is incredible to see. And like I say, yeah, the confidence and things like that, it oozes off you now. I remember on the group coaching call when you said to everyone that you dropped down 2 days a week with your job, and then suddenly
Yeah,
you got asked about 1,000 questions on what you were doing, didn't you?
yeah, yeah. That's good though because it gives everyone a bit of like, oh wow, it's possible. Let me do it now.
Yeah,
It's good.
yeah, 100%. And we absolutely want to get you full time on the business next year. You know, there's kind of no reason
Mm.
why we can't. If you're talking, we've got a 96 grand a year contract as a base minimum, plus all your additional work as well. Then and that actually the client specifically on that contract is someone that can produce you a hell of a lot of work, which is what we've been discussing recently, right?
Yeah,
How we can kind of look into those kind of clients that produce their own work, but then we take on that work and then get the work done as well.
yeah.
I'm trying to avoid saying the name just in case we spit
Who
it out and we lose the contract.
knows?
Um, so yeah, but that side of it, that's where you can have a massive impact on the business, and again, literally through your lead generation, right? And one lead that's come in so far.
That's all it takes.
So I guess essentially, like in line with that contract and potentially what we could produce next year, then would you? What would be I guess a fair revenue and profit target for you in 2026 then?
Yeah, I mean, my goal is 200 grand turnover in next year's tax year. So from April to April, I'm open for 200 grand turnover. Um, Profit, I haven't actually looked at it too deeply to work it out, but anything that's good enough for me to go full time, I'm happy.
Yeah, I think we want to be sitting around 30%, as you know, is always going to be kind of a
Yeah, yeah.
good. Those margins at the start, as you know, can be a little bit tighter where we're just getting used to the business and things like that, and then you can look to improve on the margins. I had in my head around about 250,000 for you next year. I think would be
Mm,
it be a push target, but I think you can definitely get it done. You've seen with one contract that can, be sitting around 96k. Well, what's stopping us landing two or three
yeah,
more of
so
those contracts next year? And then next minute we're talking 350, 400 grand turnover in a business with 30% margins. I mean, you're going to be fucking 22 years old sitting on, £100,000 profit per year. That's what we want to be creating. Um, would you, based on where you're at right now, if I asked you this question 4 months ago and I said to you, you're sitting on let's say you sit at around 100 grand turnover, do you think that was possible 4 months ago?
no, it's pretty mad. It's pretty mad when you sit back and look at it, and it's only going to get even more mad when I go forward. So it is mental.
£1 million turnover. That's where you want to be sitting. And it's
Those crazy
someone like
numbers.
yourself, mate, you're proving it's achievable. They sound like crazy
Yeah,
numbers.
no,
They
yeah.
sound like crazy.
I see it now that I've seen it. I know it's definitely very easily possible. So
100 grand a year contract would have been a crazy number. And now you're implementing that day in, day
yeah,
out.
exactly.
Plus, we're not forgetting about all the other work that you get coming in as well. Like you still take on like things like end
Yeah,
of tenancies and things like that, right? Yeah. So there's all those additional
yeah, of
leads.
course.
And
Yeah,
like I've said to you, the big push for you now is a real commercial focus because you've seen the impact of a commercial contract on this type of business. Um, and the
mm.
fact that you're now a nationally operating business is crazy in itself.
Yeah, it's pretty mad.
You need to celebrate your wins, mate, because what you've done is incredible. Like it honestly is.
Thank you, mate. Yeah,
Um,
I'm nearly there. I'm still not 100% satisfied, but I think you've got to be like that to want to do
nothing wrong
more.
with that.
So
Nothing wrong with that.
yeah,
Absolutely not.
exactly.
So I guess if someone was fearful I don't really remember you being very fearful. You take the ball by the horns and you get on with it. But let's say someone was
Yeah,
a bit fearful, they're kind of unsure of really starting the business for the first time. And given everything that you've now experienced, what kind of advice would you give them?
yeah. I mean, I'm a person that gets fixated on something and can't stop until it's done. Um, so if you're not, then I don't know. I mean, there's quite a lot of tools on his YouTube. Before I joined, I did watch quite a lot of your stuff on YouTube, and that sold me there and then. And obviously, with things like these testimonials, you can see that just regular people, even with no business background like myself, with the amount of support and like stuff there is to show you what to do, it's a no-brainer, really. It's just whether you can commit to putting the effort into it, and if you want to make the money.
Mm, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I guess then on the support, your opinion, have you been happy with the support?
Yeah, I mean, support since day one's been amazing, and it's only got better now that there's more people in and out. It's only got better. I'm at a point where I quite like helping people out, but I still throw a few questions in here and there.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what level you're at. There's questions to be answered, and that's what it's there for.
Yeah, your questions are a little bit different now. Like, how do I price up a
Slightly.
100 grand a year contract?
Yeah, a
And
little
things like
bit.
I think that's important for people to know. Like, so say like that contract, for example, like I know you have like the call set up with us and obviously you got all the group coaching and things like that. But me and you have jumped on additional calls to go through contracts like this, right? That support with pricing up
Yeah,
this recent contract, did that help? Like, did it give you a good understanding of it?
yeah. That's been amazing, yeah. Because obviously, like the first time when I put like my first tender in or something, I was bricking it. I was like, well, what even is a tender? Like, I was going on ChatGPT, looking through all the avenues. What's this? And then Nathan just said, "What are you doing, mate? Just jump on a call." And I was like, "All right, sweet." We jumped on a call, and then it was sorted in 5 to 10 minutes. And now we put in like a couple more without even thinking about it because once you've done it, then it's there.
It's a rinse and repeat, isn't it? Once we've done essentially the foundation of it, you're pretty much using the same thing throughout, aren't you? It doesn't really change a lot.
Yeah,
The only thing that will change for you is that as we begin to land these larger contracts, you integrate them into your copy and things like that with the tenders, which just proves how much more of an established company you are and the way that you run your operations and things like that. So essentially, you can fine tune it as you progress,
yeah.
basically. Okay, mate. So we need to set a plan in place for next year, then, don't we? Pretty much, and absolutely skyrocket the hell
We
out of
do.
this in 2026.
Yeah, add some
Perfect.
more
All right, mate.
zeros.
Yeah, just keep adding those zeros on and keep adding those clients in. Man, manage
Yeah,
contractors, and then we'll be sitting on £1 million. I think we'll be doing £1 million business interview with you within the next couple of years, without fail.
buzzing. Let's do it.
Yeah. Good. All right, mate. All right. Well, thank you very much, Curtis. I really, really appreciate it, mate.
No worries, mate. Nice one.